like, what can I expect to get out of this? You might think it's crazy to spend $1,000 a month on anything, but if you could, you know, generate $3,000 a month in revenue out of it, then it doesn't sound that crazy anymore, right? But some people would just look at 1,000 and, you know, it's, oh no, there's no way. But a lot of people would be willing to at least look at it, and you know, I would think most people would want to look at what something costs and understand if it would make financial and business sense for them. Whether it's $300 a month or $3,000 a month. And so that's the way that I always try to talk to people. You know, I want to give you an understanding of how this works, because I think if you're going to be making an investment, or if you're going to be having this expense, you know, you probably want to know what you're paying for. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Maybe I am wrong, I really don't know. But I don't think most people are going to spend $300 a month or $3,000 a month for 6 months or 12-month contract without really knowing what they're getting. Because, I mean, that's just stupidity. I mean, a lot of people would almost withhold the fact that there was a contract, right? Like, oh, you know, you can cancel, or we're not even going to mention the fact that it's in the fine print. You're going to be paying $600 a month for a whole year, and you can't cancel, right? So, and then you would see people like that doing well. You would see people like that you know, would essentially lie to people, and they'd be doing well. They'd be making a lot of money. And I said to myself, this just cannot be the way the world works. There's just no way. You're going to have way too many unhappy people in this situation that are so pissed off with what they bought that they're going to want to cancel or complain or take legal action, leave a lot of bad reviews, whatever it is. But you're dealing with an audience that was really naive. You know, a lot of people, when they don't really understand how something works, they don't ask all the right questions, and so they get sold a bill of goods that they don't really understand. And part of that's a good thing, because, you know, if you start getting into the weeds about everything, then it's just going to raise more questions and more concerns from them, and that'll basically almost guarantee that they won't do it. But if you, I'll take a step back. I think just fundamentally, there's usually a few very important things about stuff, right? You know, this is what you're buying, this is how it works. Very 30,000 foot view of how this works. I think it's also important to mention, you're going to be paying this. This is a contract. This isn't something that you can pay for 1 month and then decide you don't like it and cancel it, right? A lot of people, so many people have that understanding. I thought I could cancel this thing. He said it was a month-to-month thing, or he didn't say it was a year contract, so I didn't know it was. And then, you know, I remember several times, all the time, my boss would get calls like that from people that were just sales associates or whatever they were called, and he would deal with the call, and basically this is how the conversation would go. Oh, well, he would be talking to, he would never talk to me, because I never did that. I never fucking sold someone something they didn't understand. But he would talk to someone else. Oh, hey Rebecca, or hey Nicole, or hey whoever, whatever your name is, it doesn't matter. But hey, I just got off the phone with Tom Wilson, and he says that he thought that he could cancel this anytime. Did you know, what did you say to him about that? Did you mention that it was a contract? Well, I definitely didn't mention that you could cancel any time, but I didn't tell him it was a 12-month contract because he didn't ask. So their response is like to take the fifth. Like, I didn't I didn't tell him it was a 12-month contract, even though it was, but I didn't tell him it was month to month either. So it was just something that we never talked about. And so that guy's calling in thinking, dude, this person's a total bitch. Like, they didn't tell me that this is a 12-month contract, and now I signed this. You know, I really feel that was something you should have told me, right? 100% it was, right? So there's a lot of scenarios like that. And I would always just be sitting there like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this person is making a lot of their sales basically with having people that are like this. You know, for every one person that calls in and complains, there's probably 2 or 3 more at least that have the same exact feelings and are like, oh my god, like, she didn't tell me that this is how this works. Like, what a bitch. Like, she got me to sign this fucking contract. And because I know that's true, because even people that I signed up, and I signed up less people than a lot of people there, but this person, I would get people that would complain about me, and I 100% knew, after every single call I had, I said, if I don't sell them, that's fine, because I fucking told them how it worked, I answered all their questions, and I made sure they understood what they were getting. And at the end, when they were kind of like 50-50 on, well, I don't, it sounds okay, but you've brought up, you start putting doubt in their mind, because you're telling them how it works, and then they have more concerns. So at the end, of course, I would try to get the sale, and but I wouldn't press on it too hard if I didn't feel like it was a good fit. If I felt the guy had like expectations that this was going to be something that was going to be a godsend, then I wouldn't try to sell that guy, because I knew he was going to be a guy that was going to be not happy no matter what, right? He wasn't going to be happy no matter what. You'd have to tell some of these people, we guarantee that you will be a millionaire with this product, or you can get all your money back. Like, that is the only thing that would, and you'd have to have that in writing. That's the only thing that would sell some people. They just couldn't be sold. And so basically my closing statement would just go along the lines of, hey, you're in the business of getting in front of more people. I've kind of shown you how this thing works. We're going to guarantee you, interactions with people every single month in your area who are actually looking to buy or sell homes. And I think it sounds to me like that's what you need, right? To run your own business, you just need to get in front of more people who are actually looking. Cold calling is really hard, and friends and family, they just don't transact enough to make a viable business out of it. So let's get you started on this program. And then that's basically it. If they didn't want to do it, that's it, I'm done. I wasn't going to continue beating the bush. So I probably left people on the table that maybe would have done it if I really twisted their arm, but I didn't want to do that. I felt like if a genuine sales pitch didn't work, with me being completely transparent with you, that it wasn't going to be a good fit. And I think I'm right about that, but at the end of the day, you got to sell stuff, right? So this bike is so much slower than the bike I was riding. My brother's ZX14 yesterday. This thing feels like a moped compared to that thing. Very slow. I'm just following this guy. We got to merge at some point. Watch this. I'm gonna ride in the right. I'm gonna ride in the shoulder the whole way. I think I'm going to. Why not? It's a motorcycle. If someone want to pull me over, they can. I think I'm still okay here. I think I'm still okay. I gotta make sure I don't hit any gravel or anything like that. Yeah, there's some gravel here. So that's just a scenario of how being like just what I would consider an honest, straightforward person can actually hurt you in a profession where people get rewarded for being sleazeballs and liars, you know, actually lying. Oh yeah, we got the sale, you know. All we care about is our numbers. We don't care about anything else. So, you know, obviously it's a negative thing, but that's, you know, you can't work in that type of job and have a good conscience. You just won't. It's way too hard. If you have to do that, if you have to be like a dishonest person, it's pretty hard, I think, to do that. You can't really feel good about it at the end of the day. You know, you look yourself in the mirror, you're like, man, I just fucked over 3 people today I know they're not going to be happy, and well, whatever, I don't care. I made my money, so it's their problem now. All right, I don't know how long this video is recording, but who knows if it even worked. You guys have a good day, and be safe.